Well, now we've dealt with recurrence relations, arithmetic and geometric, it's now time to look at their associated rules. What do we need recurrence relations and rules for, I hear you ask? Well, I'm glad you did, because can you imagine if you wanted to work out what the 250th number was in a sequence and you lost count and when you got to 230, when you're pressing your calculator going plus, 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 equals, 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 and you had to start again. Wouldn't that be frustrating? That's why we have rules. There is also one proviso. You need to be very careful with your investments in financial stuff. Okay, we'll go into that shortly. But let's go into some basics. Number sequences. We have recurrence relations. They allow you to find all the values. So if you have a question that asks you to find all the values in the sequence, we need to develop our recurrence relation. For example, 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, and so on. Okay, we have two types of recurrence relations. This bit's just revision. Arithmetic recurrence relation, which of course this one is. That's where you have a common difference. You're adding each time, adding a positive or adding a negative number each as you go along the sequence. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 3 is 7. So this one up here is an arithmetic recurrence or arithmetic sequence. So we would use this arithmetic recurrence relation. We have a geometric recurrence relation, which of course is T0 equals A. The next term equals the common ratio times the current term. Now, as I said, imagine if we only wanted to know one value, and that happened to be the 350th term. Yep, big yucky face. That's why we have the rules. Rules allow you to find the nth value in a sequence, and there is a rule for arithmetic, recurrence arithmetic relations, and there is a rule for geometric. Okay, you don't need to write these down. You don't need to pause just yet. They're here for you to have a look at. You can see how they relate. The value of whatever term we're talking about equals the first value plus, now this says n minus 1. So if we wanted 350th term, we'd go 350 minus 1 times the common difference. So we just have to plug the number in once. Same down here. The 350th term, T350, equals the common ratio times 350 minus 1 is 349 times the initial term. Okay, it's just straight substitution. Don't have to write these down. At the end, there's going to be a slide which I'm going to leave up for you to copy all the notes down, and then you can get some practice. But we'll go through a couple of examples right now. Find the 10th term in the following sequence. 2, 7, 12, 17, 20. Well, you can see that's going to be an arithmetic one because it's plus 5 each time. So we'll do it both ways. We'll use a recurrence relation first, and then I'll show you how easy the rule is. So using the recurrence relation, the first term is 2. T0 is 2. The common difference we worked out was 5. So it's going to be an arithmetic sequence. An arithmetic recurrence relation, which we write out, is going to be, remember, write the blank first. Don't take shortcuts. T0 equals A, Tn plus 1 equals Tn plus D. Then substitute our 2 and our 5 in. Great. So if you remember, on your calculator, you press 2 and press equals or enter. And then you type plus 5 and just keep hitting enter, 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 enter. Or equals, equals, equals if you're on a scientific calculator. So what we get is 2 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, 17, 22, 27, 32, 37, 42. I've lost count. Take the hint. Don't lose count. All right, where do we get to? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we need one more. There it is, 47. So the 10th term in the sequence is 47. Imagine if we had to get up to the 60th term and we lost count. All right, let's do it the rule way. Arithmetic rule. So our arithmetic rule, don't worry about if you can't remember it just yet. Here it is. Tn plus T0 plus n minus 1 times D. All we need to do is substitute our n, our t0, and our d into the equation. So our n, what are we finding again? Oh, the 10th term. So it'll be t10 equals, now our initial term was 2. Now 10 minus 1, as you can see here, times the common difference, which is 5. So brackets first, 10 minus 1 is 9. So 2 plus 9 times 5. 9 times 5 is 45 plus 2. Of course, you all know that is 47. Great. A lot more straightforward, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look at a geometric one. The 18th term in the sequence. Now, remember, geometric, if you plotted an arithmetic graph, you get a nice straight line going up or going down, depending on which way it's going. When you go to geometric, you get it going up and up and up and up and up very quickly. Or coming down. Well, sorry, down that way. All right. Recurrence relation, let's try it that way first. So, initial term is 1. Our common ratio, 1 times 3 is 3, times 3 is 9, times 3 is, so common ratio is 3. And then we are going to use a geometric, obviously, recurrence relation. Write the blank one out. T0 equals A, Tn plus 1 equals R times Tn, and substitute our values in, the 1 and the 3. So, keep multiplying by 3, and don't lose count. Here we go. 1 times 3 is 3, times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81, times 3 is 243, and yeah, you can see what I'm thinking here. To get to the 18th one, the rule, much nicer. So the rule is Tn equals R to the power of n minus 1 times T0. Substitute our T0 and our n and our R in. We get, here it comes slowly, here we go. T18, we want the 18th term, is 3 to the power of 18 minus 1 times 1, which is 3 to the power of 17 times 1. And of course, hang on, this one I'll just use my brain for here for a second. Think, 129,140,162. I missed it by 1, 163. I should have known that. So 18th and the common ratio is 3. Of course, it was going to be a 3. Silly me. So the 18th value, finish off with a statement. The 18th value is that. Okay. Here's the word of warning. Be careful. Read the question carefully. Now, you might have noticed, obviously you might have noticed they have n's for the recurrence relation and n minus 1 for the rule. There's a reason for that. Read the question carefully. Choose whether the sequence is arithmetic or geometric, obviously. And remember your start term. Is it T0 or term number 1? So let's have a look at this one. 2, 7, 12. This is the plus 5 one. Remember that? So it's arithmetic. So if we are dealing with a straight number sequence, that's our first term. But in terms of recurrence relations and rules, that's called T0. So if you have a look at that, that's term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4. Our fourth term is 17. So if the question you are being asked is what is the fourth term, you would go T0, T1, T2, T3. Why the difference? The fourth term is 17, but that's actually T3. That's why we use the n minus 1 in the rule. Read the questions carefully. It's really important. Now, excuse me, if we start at T0, hence it says the rules use n minus 1. The reason for this is all to do with financial maths. Let's say we invested $2 in the bank. When does the bank pay interest? At the end of the year or end of the time period. So we invested $2, the bank gave us $5. We now have 7. So that's our money after 1 year, after 2 years, after 3 years, after 4 years. That's why we use the banking and financial maths starts at T0, our initial investment. We don't count that with a straight number sequence. Sorry. Okay. Guess what? That's going to be for another presentation I'm going to do for you. If you want to watch it, that is. Oh, I did promise you something, didn't I? I did promise you a summary. Okay. When you are dealing with, here's all the rules in the recurrence relations. So use the recurrence relation when you want all of the numbers in the sequence. Use the rule when you only want to know one specific value. Okay. Make sure you write them down. And the other part, this is what we're talking about. This is for number sequences. Okay. Use these for number sequences, not for financial maths. Again, we'll get to that shortly. All right. Practice time. See you next time.